The sky over New York City darkened, not with storm clouds, but with a shape. A monstrous shape, a creature of immense size, eclipsing even the tallest skyscrapers. It descended slowly, casting an ominous shadow over the terrified metropolis. This was no ordinary creature, this was a monstrosity. A crab of gargantuan proportions, its shell gleaming like polished obsidian under the midday sun. The air crackled with an unnatural energy as the creature settled onto the unsuspecting city. Buildings crumbled under its immense weight. Streets cracked and buckled like paper beneath its colossal claws. Panic erupted, screams tore through the air as people fled in terror. The city that never sleeps was now gripped by a nightmare. This was no act of nature, this was a deliberate act, a terrifying display of power. The source of this horror? The Japanese government, it was whispered. They had created this behemoth, this engine of destruction. But why unleash it upon the world? What dark purpose did it serve? The answers for now remain shrouded in the chaos and fear that gripped the city. The monstrous crab, an embodiment of terror itself, had arrived, and its coming heralded only destruction. The giant crab, a monument to mankind's hubris, began its rampage. Its claws, each larger than a city bus, smashed through buildings. Steel and concrete offered no resistance. The iconic skyline of New York, once a symbol of human aspiration, was being reshaped by terror. The military responded, but their efforts seemed pitiful against such a colossal foe. Tanks were reduced to scrap metal under the crab's mighty limbs. Fighter jets, mere flies buzzing around its head, were swatted from the sky with contemptuous ease. The creature was unstoppable. Through the cacophony of destruction, a new sound arose, a deep, guttural roar echoing across the ravaged cityscape. It was a sound that spoke of ancient power, a primal challenge to the mechanical monstrosity that held the city hostage. Hope, however faint, flickered in the hearts of the terrified populace. Something was coming, something powerful enough to stand against the monstrous crab. From the depths of the Atlantic, a figure of immense power was drawn to the chaos, a being of legend, awakened by the hubris of man and the scent of impending doom. The Black Lobster, a creature spoken of only in hushed whispers, was coming to face the threat. The waters off the coast of New York churned and frothed. A vortex of foam and fury erupted from the depths, and from this maelstrom emerged a creature of awesome majesty. The Black Lobster, a being of the deep, rose to confront the mechanical menace that threatened the world. Its shell, blacker than the darkest night, gleamed with an ethereal light. Its eyes, twin orbs of molten gold, blazed with ancient power. Larger even than the monstrous crab, it moved with a grace and fluidity that belied its size. This was no mere crustacean. This was a god of the deep, a primordial force of nature given form. A wave of awe, of primal fear and desperate hope washed over the city. Could this creature, this leviathan of the deep, possibly stand against the mechanical horror that had been unleashed upon them? Was this the salvation they so desperately craved, or merely a prelude to a battle that would shatter the very foundations of their world? The Black Lobster, its antennae twitching with ancient wisdom, sensed the terror that gripped the city. It had not chosen this battle, but it would not shirk its duty. The balance had been disrupted, the natural order threatened by this metallic abomination, and the Black Lobster, guardian of the deep, would set things right. The fate of the world, it seemed, now hinged on the outcome of this epic confrontation. The city stood on the brink of annihilation as these two titans prepared to clash. The monstrous crab, a creation of mankind's darkest ambitions, faced off against the Black Lobster, a guardian from the depths. Their roars echoed through the concrete canyons, a prelude to the cataclysmic battle that would determine the fate of New York, and perhaps, the world itself. The ground shook as they charged at each other, an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. Destruction and chaos reigned, but within the heart of the storm, a glimmer of hope remained. Would the guardian prevail, or would the city fall to darkness? Only time would tell. The battle for New York had begun. Despite its valiant efforts, the lobster's strength began to wane. The once fierce and unyielding creature now appeared tired and vulnerable. The battle had taken its toll, and it was clear that the lobster could no longer keep up the fight. As the giant crab advanced, the lobster's light dimmed, signaling the end of an epic struggle. The giant crab, undeterred by any obstacle, continues its relentless march. With each step, it leaves behind a trail of destruction. People can only watch in awe and fear as the colossal creature moves forward, seemingly unstoppable. Despite the best efforts of the authorities and the military, all attempts to halt the crab's advance prove futile. Conventional weapons have no effect, and even the most advanced technology appears useless. The situation grows more desperate by the minute. Just when hope seems lost, the giant lobster, thought to be defeated, resurfaces with renewed vigor. It charges towards the crab, ready for another epic confrontation. The tide of the battle begins to turn, giving the people a glimmer of hope. Amidst the ruins of the city, the final showdown between the crab and lobster unfolds. The ground shakes as the two titans clash with ferocity. The fate of the city, and perhaps the world, hangs in the balance as the battle reaches its climax.